Dear adventurers, did you know that there is an inhospitable place here on Earth where sunlight has never touched? Amidst the undulations of the vast ocean, there is a submerged kingdom full of secrets and fantastic discoveries. Its temperatures fluctuate wildly, with volcanic islands punctuating the icy sea and hot springs bubbling up scalding waters next to currents below freezing point. But beware, this region is so deep that the pressure is equivalent to a soda can crushed under a heavy bus. We're talking about the majestic Mariana Trench. Between the waters that separate Japan and the island of New Guinea, the Oceanic Trench houses the lowest point on the entire planet. So deep that even the top of Mount Everest, positioned at its lowest altitude, would be swallowed by 2 kilometers of salt water. Scientists have been surprised by recent discoveries made in this terrifying place. So come with me, curious explorers, to unravel the history of the Mariana Trench, where pressure is no match for our desire to uncover its mysteries. Join us, and let's sail the underwater depths. But before that, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The Mariana Trench, the deepest point known in the trench, is an inaccessible place for most humans. Only submersibles with hardened steel or 64 mm thick titanium hulls can make the descent of approximately 4 hours. No human has ever reached the bottom of the trench, making it a more unknown place than the surface of the moon already visited by various individuals. The Earth's crust is a solid and sturdy layer that encases our planet like a shell. It is formed by some of the thickest or continental crust regions, where water naturally flows down to lower elevations. The oceans, on the other hand, are found in regions of our world with thinner oceanic crust. Earth is a unique planet that sustains life thanks to the remarkably solid rock layer that encases it. However, this skin of the Earth is constantly aging and being recycled as part of a continuous cycle. Just as human skin ages and is replaced, the Earth's crust is absorbed back into the Earth's molten mantle at subduction zones, where tectonic plates converge and push against each other. This process is responsible for renewing the Earth's crust, which is formed in rift areas, where tectonic plates move away from each other. The Mariana Trench is one of the deadliest places on Earth, due to its incredible depth and pressure, making it a hostile environment for life. However, this deep and mysterious trench is just a small component of the complex system that governs the movement of tectonic plates and the formation of the Earth's crust. The depth of the ocean is like an unfathomable abyss, a place where the sun never reaches, where the cold is more intense than the coldest of nights. In this dark universe, the water pressure increases as the depth intensifies, reaching an incredible 8 tons per square inch. It is an overwhelming force that makes the existence of life, as we know it, almost impossible. And if we add to this pressure the fact that the water is colder than 0 degrees Celsius, any human who ventured there would have their body crushed, bones broken, and lungs collapsed due to lack of air. It's as if the Mariana Trench were the deepest part of the Earth's crust, a place where only the most resilient forms of life could survive. It is in the subduction zone, where the Earth's crust pushes into the planet's interior, that the Mariana Trench is formed. The Mariana microplate is pushed underground by the Pacific Plate, creating a fissure that descends about 11,034 meters or 36,201 feet below the ocean surface. The Mariana Islands, which gave the region its name, were formed on the surface by volcanic activity caused by the melting of material from the Pacific Plate. The exact age of this subduction process is unknown, but it is estimated that the region has had volcanic activity for at least 50 million years. It is a time lost in Earth's history, indicating that the Mariana Trench is at least as old, if not older, since the subduction had to precede its formation. It is a dark, deep, and inaccessible universe, but in a way, it helps us understand the vastness and complexity of our planet. There is an unexplored world, a vast submerged realm that hides incomprehensible mysteries, a place where light does not reach and creatures hide in the dark depths. In this world, life is something unknown and mysterious, defying the laws of nature and science. It was in this way that, on January 23, 1960, Lieutenant John Walsh and oceanographer Jacques Piccard embarked on a dangerous and exciting mission. Their journey to the depths of the trench began before any volcanic activity could change the underwater landscape. However, their mission was much more than just exploring uncharted waters. They wanted to know if life was possible in this extreme environment. Through a submersible called the Trieste, the two bold explorers descended to the bottom of the trench, where the pressure was intense and darkness engulfed everything. They were the first to witness the life that existed there, although it was still unknown to humanity. Marine biologists challenged the idea that life could exist in such conditions, but Piccard and Walsh remained firm in their account. They witnessed a fish, which they believed to be a flatfish, despite the quickly obstructed view by the silt below. But the depths of the trench are extremely hostile to life, due to the lack of sunlight and extreme pressure. A column of water compresses any object that descends towards the bottom, resulting in a constant pressure of up to 8 tons per square inch. Under this pressure, even our bones would instantly collapse, but life always finds a way to survive. Piccard and Walsh's mission marked the beginning of exploring the unknown and launched humanity on an exciting journey of discovering the secrets hidden at the bottom of the sea. In the depths of the water, where sunlight cannot reach, lies an unknown and mysterious world, inhabited by creatures that defy the adverse conditions they face. In the Mariana Trench, one of the most unexplored regions on Earth, over 200 species are known, the majority of which are microscopic organisms or tiny creatures like crabs and amphipods. However, larger beings such as octopuses, fish, and sea cucumbers have also been found. The cold, dark waters of the trench are home to incredible creatures that defy the laws of nature. The extreme pressure is considered too great for the existence of calcium, which would cause the disintegration of vertebrate bones, but Mariana fish have evolved in an incredible way. They are able to survive in a high-pressure environment and sub-freezing temperatures without sunlight, thanks to their unique adaptations. Fish that reside on the surface of the ocean may have a swim bladder filled with air, but deep-sea fish have abandoned this structure to avoid being crushed by the column of water pressing down on them. Their bodies are built mainly of cartilage instead of bones, and their evolutionary proteins are capable of constantly self-forming to allow movement and reactions at high pressures. A notable example of adaptation is the Mariana snailfish, whose gene that produces the necessary compound of trimethylamine oxide contains not 1, but 5 copies. Additionally, its membranes are made of lipids, similar to vegetable oil, to prevent them from freezing solid in extreme temperatures. In the Mariana Trench, there are also extremophilic bacteria capable of surviving in hostile conditions, as well as crustaceans like crabs and amphipods that hide in holes and crevices to avoid crushing pressure. Sea cucumbers are also found there, with their alien appearance and spiky features that allow them to successfully camouflage themselves in the underwater landscape. In an underwater world where life is challenged by darkness and extreme pressure, the Mariana Trench is a wonder of nature, with its fascinating creatures and remarkable adaptations. Although we still know very little about this submerged world, scientific research continues to reveal its secrets and mysteries. In the vastness of the ocean, the depths hide secrets that challenge human imagination. There, life subsists without sunlight and finds other forms of energy and illumination to survive. While some marine animals have enhanced their vision to see in these extreme environments, others have abandoned the need for vision in favor of touch and vibration to attract mates or terrify prey. But it is not just animals that seek adaptation to the depths. Bioluminescent organisms generate light on their own, relying on the bacterial process of chemosynthesis to convert inorganic materials into organic materials and thus compensate for the lack of light. And it is precisely the lack of sunlight that makes fish carcasses and even fallen wood reliable sources of food for deep-sea fauna. Researchers emphasize the importance of studying all remote corners of the globe, discovering the secrets of the Black Ocean, which can lead to discoveries of more efficient foods, medicines, and energy sources, as well as early detection of potentially deadly earthquakes and tsunamis. However, there is also a dark side to this underwater universe. Human waste leaves its mark all over the planet, including in the depths of the oceans. Bioaccumulation has led to an increase in anthropogenic contamination in the Mariana Trench, which has shown higher levels of pollution than highly industrialized surrounding areas. And at the bottom of the trench, plastic cans, plates, and disposable bags have been discovered, as a painful reminder of the damage that humanity causes to the natural environment. The vastness of the ocean hides many secrets, but also many threats. Recently, a study revealed the presence of microplastics in amphipods, which is quite concerning. From plastic bottles to synthetic clothing, microplastic is already part of our system, and believing that the trench is a pollution-free refuge is a misconception. In this sense, a recent study points out that a plastic bag was found at a depth of 10,975 meters in the Mariana Trench, the deepest piece of plastic waste ever discovered. When analyzing the type of waste found in the Mariana Trench, plastic stood out as the most common, with plastic bags being the main source of plastic waste. In addition, items made of rubber, metal, wood, and fabric were identified, some of which have not yet been categorized. Among the impressive number of 89 types of plastic found, most were single-use, such as water bottles or disposable utensils. But it is not only the quantity of plastic waste in the Mariana Trench that is concerning. The most recent research also found that 17 of the plastic photos stored in the database revealed some type of interaction between marine life and plastic, such as when creatures get entangled in debris. All of these findings show how the widespread pollution of plastic has grown and become a worldwide crisis of alarming proportions. Single-use plastics are widely used, but once in nature, they can take hundreds of years or more to decompose. Other research has found that in some areas, such as the Mariana Trench, pollution levels are even higher than in important coastal areas in China. Amidst all of this, nature struggles to survive. It is up to us, humans, to take measures to reduce plastic pollution and protect marine life. The Mariana Trench is just one example of how our lack of action can have disastrous consequences for the planet. Rivers flow slowly, carrying with them an increasing burden of pollution. Plastic, an invisible enemy, is one of the great villains in this story. Recent studies point to plastic decomposition as the culprit for the presence of chemical contaminants in the trench. It is not news that plastic has been a subject of discussion in the environmental movement, and in 2017, on Earth Day, the issue gained even more prominence. The research also shows that most of the plastic that reaches the ocean comes from just 10 rivers that run through densely populated areas. However, plastic is not the only villain. Ships that dump trash at sea, beaches used as waste dumps, abandoned fishing gear, and other sources also contribute to the presence of trash in the oceans. A recent study found that abandoned fishing gear contributed significantly to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a huge floating collection of waste that currently floats between Hawaii and California. Objects that were once just symbols of apathy are now a warning about human influence on the environment. Microplastics harm marine life, which is already suffering from overfishing and climate change. The discovery of very high concentrations of these pollutants is a warning about the long-term effects that human activity is causing on the environment. A more recent study from the University of Michigan showed that the trench receives harmful mercury poisoning from fish carcasses that sink near the surface waters. This mercury travels more than 11,000 meters of water, and according to the research, poisons are released into the atmosphere by coal-fired power plants, cement factories, incinerators, mines, and other operations. In the end, the mercury flows into the ocean through river runoff and estuaries. Dust and rain, the common elements that fall from the skies, seem harmless compared to what may come next. Mercury, a silver liquid metal, is transformed by microbes into a poisonous and dangerous form, methylmercury. This toxic substance accumulates in fish, which can affect the brains, immune and digestive systems of humans and other animals that consume them, reducing them by half. But there is an even more sinister depth in the ocean abyss, where life persists despite the difficult conditions. The Mariana Trench is so harsh and challenging that it could easily be mistaken for an alien planet. The existence of this remote location is a reminder of the resilience and adaptability of life, even when the Earth seems hostile. The last manned mission to the trench occurred in February 2021, led by Victor Vescovo and Richard Garriott, an American video game creator and private astronaut. After an unmanned dive, Garriott became the 17th and most recent person to descend into the depths of the Mariana Trench. This challenging and untouched place should serve as a worrying reminder of our technological limitations. However, humanity's courage, tenacity, and curiosity have led us to explore the unknown and venture into deep and distant places. The Mariana Trench is a living example of this. Thank you for coming this far with me. But remember, it was not just a video, you have just acquired more knowledge. Until the next adventure.